Welcome back to Portal Knights Tutorials, where I show you all the neat tricks I've discovered in the game and show you how to do them. This trick is one that I've been wanting to do for a while now. It's a really weird one that I call water ceilings, and it is absolutely fantastic. So it's something that takes advantage of the physics of the game. It's easy to do, and I gotta say it does look quite amazing. So what's happening here is the way drains work is that they delete water one whole block at a time. So water falling from a source on a ceiling is being stopped by drains placed along a hanging wall before they can hit the ground. And the effect that you get is what you see here, which are smooth surface tiles of water just hanging in midair. So to prove that this is water, I'll just jump up to the ceiling, and you can see that I am actually inside water, and there's a drain on the ceiling right there. Before we get started, there are a few things I do want to note. The first being that you can only do this as long as the area you're using is no more than 2 blocks wide. Again, water is drained 1 block at a time by the drains, and the drains cannot reach out to spaces other than the area that they're in. So they can only drain water in the column that they are placed under. So if you have an area that's 3 or 4 blocks wide, well, the water isn't going to be able to reach out to drain that column. And you can't place drains in midair, so that's not going to work. You can, however, make the ceiling as long as you want. I can show you over here how I have a long ceiling. But again, you can't have an area that's more than 2 blocks in width. The second thing, which I'm sure you've noticed by now, is that water, despite water being hit by the drains, some water does manage to escape and fall to the ground. I'm guessing this is due to another weird physics thing where the drains don't always completely get all the water. And I'm sure you've noticed this maybe in your own builds, where if you have a water source hitting a drain on the ground, water does sometimes manage to spread out a second before it gets sucked back into the drain. So to counter this, all you need to do is just place drains on the ground or around the area where you have the water ceiling at, and you can stagger them. And as long as they're 2 to 3 blocks apart, then they should be able to catch any water that starts spreading out. The last thing here is that the way you get this nice glass effect is that there are no lights around here. If you have any lights placed on a wall or near the ceiling, it's just going to end up showing through the water, and you're just going to see the dirt ceiling above. I'll do an example right here. So I'll place this light on the wall here, and yeah, it's just gonna, you're gonna be able to see the water sources and the drains. So if you don't want that, if you want the glass effect, don't have any lights near the ceiling, and that's what you get. So with that being said, let's get to the meat of the video and show you how to make this. And we'll be going back to the demo room here. So I've already created a hole in the ceiling here. And I've placed drains on the ground just to prevent any water from escaping. And I've made this 2x3 hole here. So what you want to do is you want to start off with the drains first. So you just place drains on the ground below where you want the water ceiling to be at. Once you're done there, you're going to go up and place drains along the inside wall of the ceiling. And because drains themselves take up 1 block of space, you can't place them next to each other on the corners and such. Which is fine because they're going to catch all the water anyway. So right here I have 2 drains on the opposite long sides of the wall, and then just 1 drain on the inner width here. After that, you're going to go ahead and start placing the water sources. And you'll just place them on the ceiling as such. and that is what you get. So the water is being stopped by the drains placed along the walls and is creating a literal water ceiling. And again, with the lights, you don't want to have any lights nearby if you want that super glassy effect. So we'll just go ahead and delete these here. And yeah, and the water does somehow glow by itself. So that's how you get that glass effect. So that is it. It's really simple to do. It looks amazing. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know when the next video I will be making is going to be, but it's probably going to be one about speed building, because I've been in a lot of people's worlds where they're making something, and I've noticed they'll place blocks, one block every couple seconds or whatever. But there is a way how you can rapidly place blocks. So if you're creating a really mega large build, it can go from taking minutes to mere seconds to create walls and ceilings and all that. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy building.